All right. This is my video submission for Professor Rhodes' ethics class. My name is Miles Ellington, and for my video, I'm gonna be getting interviewed by my fellow alternate here, and she's pretty much just gonna read off some questions and interview me about the class and the book and things like that. So we can get started.
In your opinion, what does it mean to be an ethical leader?
To me, an ethical leader is someone who has character and are stick to their morals. A leader without character is very two dimensional, and I feel like a leader should be three dimensional and have more substance. And you know, people have be someone that people can look up to. Morals are important because without them, you won't really hold yourself accountable to like uh, certain things. Without morals, you really don't know the person's real intentions, and uh, I feel like an ethical leader should have morals. Um, yeah, pretty much.
In class, we talked about ethical leaders like Beyonce and Donald Trump. What were your views on that discussion?
I really liked that class that day. We got to really we got in our own groups and pretty much just made our cases for who we thought was a ethical leader. Um, the actual debate in class was between Beyonce and Chance the Rapper, but with Beyonce, I would consider her an ethical leader, or at least just a leader of people because she has such a large fan base following her, and she's a feminist. A lot of people appreciate that. She's a very strong, powerful black woman. So a lot of young black girls can look up to that and aspire to be great like that. But on the flip side of that, she is her music might sometimes not be the most admirable music, but it's it's just music, so it's just an art form of sorts. So really, you can't judge her personally based off the music she makes. So I still would consider her an ethical leader. With Donald Trump, though, I don't consider him an ethical leader. He isn't. He doesn't seem to have any filter when it comes to speaking about race. He's I view him as a racist, a sexist. He's made a lot of remarks that have hurt a lot of people, and he's our president now. So I'm scared to see what he might do in office because he has a lot of power now. I don't think a man like that should be given that much power. I do think Trump is a smart businessman and maybe we'll be able to help our economy grow at most. But I don't see him doing anything with like foreign relations and things like that. Especially with tensions with like Syria and things now, it's looking like there might be a World War III. So yeah, I don't think Trump's an ethical leader. But when we were in class, we had pretty much two groups for Beyonce and another group for Chance the Rapper. And I was on the side for Chance the Rapper because I do think he's an ethical leader, at least for our generation. Chance is someone who he's an artist on and off the music scene. I like to think he makes a lot of music that you can relate to, or at least someone like me can relate to, and I appreciate that. But he also gives back to his community in Chicago. He does a lot of free shows. He does a lot of community service. He's an independent artist, so the music he makes is all from him and it's genuine. And I appreciate that because a lot of artists are signed to a major label and they might just do what their label wants them to do. But Chance, the money he receives from his shows, he normally donates that to charities in Chicago to help kids and things like that. So I do appreciate Chance, and I do think he's an ethical leader. But yeah.
Is there anyone in your life that you would consider an ethical leader?
Um, I would consider my grandfather an ethical leader. He was he's a I think he's a great man. He served served a good while in the Air Force, and he was up in the ranks in the Air Force and retired late in his career. So he's very respected in that regard. But on a personal level, I always had a connection with my granddad because he's just like me and I'm just like him when it comes to certain things. And he taught me and my little brother a lot about what it means to be a man and how to not, follow what everyone else is doing and do your own thing. So that alone was his leadership, and I followed that and made it my own and try to put it, towards my own life. So I do appreciate him for that. Another two people that I would consider an ethical leaders would be my parents, of course. Um, I grew up with divorced parents, and they both made me and my little brother's life easy. I never really felt like I was different from other kids and things like that. But my mom and dad both raised us to respect our elders, treat women nice, don't just pretty much just be respectful, and I appreciate them for that. So I would consider them ethical leaders too. So yeah.
Based on your life so far, would you consider yourself a leader? If so, why?
Based on my life so far, I would consider myself a leader because I try not to follow the norm of what everyone else is doing because I like to be an individual and I use that to my advantage. And while I was in high school, I did a lot of leadership related things. I was in the global citizenship program, and it's pretty much a program that involves community development and being a better global citizen, not just a citizen in your own small community, but on a global scale. Through that program, I got to meet a lot of interesting people. Met the Lord Mayor of York in England. I was actually selected on a trip out of my whole high school with about 12 other students to go to England and pretty much just experience what life would be like in a British high school. And I got to see a lot of different things through that program. So I would consider myself a leader. I try to do my best.
Give me a few things from the book that has a direct relationship to your own life.
From the book, um, well, being a leader, you have to have a lot of, you have to be able to have a moral vision, and be able to see things through. The book on page 56 says leaders who stand at the intersection where they are caught between the often conflicting moral languages that form and shape moral vision and action need to think about strategies that both heal and prevent the rupturing of their ethical centers. So, pretty much just keeping your morals at hand and just sticking to them, I think is very important to be an ethical leader. And I would apply that to my own life, just sticking to what I know and not switching up on things just because it might be easier to. So yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. I enjoyed the class. We did a lot of talking, did a lot of discussion about ethical leadership. I If I could take it again, I'd take it again, but I don't need to. Um, uh, I do thank you, Mr. Rhodes or Professor Rhodes, for giving us a lot of insight on how to be a better leader and things like that. So appreciate it, and this is my final.